Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are so excited. As you see, I have two amazing guests here with me today. I have Tasnim Ahmed from Altenew, which is very exciting, and she has some very exciting things to share with us today. And we have a special guest, Meghann Andrew from Scrapbook Cards Today magazine. Welcome, Meghann.
Thanks, Bridget. And yeah, we're streaming on your channel and our channel for our Partner Celebration 2024, which is the month that we celebrate our partnerships with amazing companies within the paper crafting and hobbycraft industry. And we're so excited that you guys are here taking over our channel. And so we want to welcome all of your subscribers to our channel and vice versa.
Hi, everyone. It's good to be here.
So I think, as always, well, let's get to the crafting and see what we have in store today. So Tasnim, what do you have in store for us today for exciting reveals and sneak peeks?
Yeah, so today I want to focus on the Stampwheel 2.0. If you don't know about the Stampwheel, that was a tool that we had released last year. I want to say, was it last year or the year before? I can't remember. But this year we are releasing a 2.0, which is the next version. And one of the biggest feature about this one is that it is larger than the Stampwheel, and a lot of people love our Stampwheel, and we had a lot of requests to have a larger version of it. So we took that into account, and we did make it bigger, and it does have one additional feature, which is a removable side. So I'll be showing you all that very soon, and we'll make some fantastic projects, hopefully, and you'll get to see this in action.
I'm excited about this. I'm really excited to see the Stampwheel.
Should we move down then?
Yeah, let's give a peek to everyone out there.
And let me just tell everybody that we have the Stampwheel on our blog post today. I'm just pinning that to the top of the chat right now. So if you're watching on replay later, you can check that. It's also going to be in the video description as well. So you can go to the blog post, see those pretty images to see the Stampwheel, and enter to win today's giveaway.
All right, so here the Stampwheel 2.0 will come in this beautiful box, and I personally illustrated this especially for this box, so it's very dear to me. So once you open the box, you will get the sticky mat, just like in your original Stampwheel. I have already actually placed a sticky mat in my tool, so I'm just going to take this out. And
it looks like you've removed the protective layer on your flip plate as well.
Correct.
I know a lot of folks forget that they have to do that. They're like, I can't see through it.
Yes.
So definitely a good reminder to make sure you take that protective coating off once you guys get yours.
That's a good point, Bridget. Good point.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of people had the flip plate still cloudy, and I knew they did not take it off. You have to really go in there and kind of fill up at the edge there, and then it comes off. So it's usually on one side, so all you need to do is just do that one side, and it should be clear. It should look like glass, so that's the trick there. I want to quickly show you the original ones just in comparison. So this is the original one. Sorry, my mat is really dirty, very stained, but it's still very sticky.
It's well loved. Well loved.
Yes. So as you can see, this is the whole stage is 9x9, the original one, and this is the working area is 9x9 inches, and then the whole thing would be I'll have to do the math in my head, so it's like 10.5, I think, 10.5 by 10.5. It all says in the back of the box, so let me just make sure I got it correct. Yeah, it's 10.5 by 10.5, so good. Yeah, and then the flip plate is also similar to our original flip plate. There's slight change here. I'm sorry about the light reflecting. I don't think I can do anything about this in my ceiling. So this one has, let me put a darker.
Do you have a piece of cardstock or?
Yeah, I need to get a darker cardstock so you can see.
We do have some new cardstock as well that has come out at Altenew, so very exciting.
So this one has the radial grid as well as the concentric circular grid, whereas the original had the similar one, but the circle ones were disconnected, so they were more like dash lines. So these are great for aligning things up, especially if you're doing a wreath arrangement. I love things in a quadrant, and so we'll try to do that today as well. And then, so yeah, we said this is bigger. It has the same nice photopolymer sticky mat. It's very sticky, but also not super sticky that will tear your cardstock. It did happen one time that I think it was a different cardstock that I had used, not the usual one I use, and it was very clean. I had just cleaned it with water, and it was like super sticky. So when I took it off, it tore. Some of the residue was on it, but it just came. I just have to put some water and kind of just rub it, and it comes off.
Right.
That happens. Yeah, that's how you take it off. I think we even had a question. Yeah, I have my cardstock stuck. I don't know how to get it up, because you won't be able to get it up with your hand. You have to wet it and then kind of rub it off.
Okay.
So now for the awesome feature that I'm really excited about is that this removable side. Okay.
Yes.
So what it does is that it extends your working surface. So if you're, let's say, you don't want to cut your cardstock, you have a letter size cardstock, for example, this one, let's do something on this. You can have it hanging out. If you're doing it on a top folding card base, you can have it hang out and then kind of do your work here. You don't need to cut it off. So
that's such a great feature, and so smart that you did that. Like just having that removable and it attaches with magnets. Is that correct?
No, it's not magnet. It's just a tab, and it doesn't go
nice.
It just goes in. Yeah, there's no magnet, and
wow.
You just press it in, and that's it. It's just. And then you can. Someone had asked if you can still use the flip plate with that off. Like, yeah, you can totally use the flip plate. See, there's that partial corner, so it's not moving or anything, so it gets back there. And yeah, so I want to start crafting, so let's do that so we can see.
Yeah, we want to see you use it.
There was one more thing too, Tasnim, that's new on this, the numbers on the sides. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Reminding me, it's kind of hard to see here, but we did include an inch scale on each side, on the left and the right side. So if someone is wanting to, a particular measurement, they want to put the sentiment exactly 1/3 of the way, you can kind of guide your eye where it is. So it starts from 0, and then it's like 1 is kind of hidden behind the corner, but then there you can see number 2, 3, 4. It's hard to tell here, but you will see it once you get it in your hands. It's like an embossed scale on the plastic itself.
Okay.
I can't. I was like, there, I got the.
Yes.
Oh, I can see it. Yes, I can see it. It's Now Tracy's asking, it is a square plate, right? It's still square.
Yeah, it's still square. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise you won't have that perfect rotation if it wasn't square.
Right.
Another place if it was rectangular.
Everyone says that's an amazing feature. They love the fact that you can take the right side off to get that longer paper end. That's a great feature.
So I wanted to start with just the card panel, because this does do everything that the stamp wheel does, and of course you can do the additional bigger projects. So let's stamp something simple on this, and then maybe we can do some stenciling and using the sticky mat for keeping the stencils in place. So I have here.
I think I was just going to ask in the chat, everyone, if you give us a thumbs up or a heart or a comment if you have the original stamp wheel and you love it. So just let us know if you are already a stamp wheel lover. We just want to know. We want to know. Well, that's a nice big stamp too that you're using.
Yeah, and what's great about this, you don't need to do a whole lot of different things. Just covers most of your card panel. And
right.
So I just picked that up, and I just usually just flip it the other way, put it back, and I'm going to ink this in black. I have all this stuff around me. I'm like, where's that black ink? Just grab it.
Can't find the one thing you're looking for. We have our marketing director here who said she loves her stamp wheel. So yay, thank you, May.
Hi, May.
We have a lot of stamp wheel love out there. Definitely. Yes. I think the folks that there's nothing in their thing there. Yes, Barbara does. Yes.
Oh, that is so pretty.
Right here.
Wow.
And you're also seeing a sneak peek. You might notice something that was just in Tasnim's hand. So you see peek, friends.
It looks like this, and it's nice, easy handle. It's pressure tool. It's coming out in October. I had to use it. Actually, recently I had a little tiny injury in my hand, so I didn't want to put too much pressure on my hand.
Hi, May. May says hi. I love that we get to see something like that you haven't seen anywhere else on this stream. That's awesome. And I love how ergonomic that looks. I can't wait to hold that. That looks really
Yeah, we
cool.
actually designed that tool. We had different versions, and then we finally came up with this because
Wow.
it fits in your palm.
Yes.
You
Yes,
can
I
do it
love
this
that.
way, you can do it this way, or you can do it this way.
I love that. That's really cool.
And it is, because crafters get fatigue, right? I mean, we so much, we're pushing and we want that perfect image. So that will take a lot of stress off our hands, which is great because we
And
use
wrists.
them a lot.
I get wrist issues from
Yep.
a lot of stamping. Yeah.
Yeah, this has, it's a really, I don't really like doing this
Yeah.
everywhere. This makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
And it doesn't distort your
absolutely.
image either, right? Like those little sentiments that we love to use, it doesn't distort those.
No. Yeah.
You guys will notice too, Tasnim is using an 8.5-inch stencil in there right now. Look at that big stencil. She has no problem.
It's 4.5 by 8. Yeah, it's 4.5 by 8.
That's awesome.
So we do have few different sizes of stencils. There's 6 by 6. There are some 7 by 7, and then we have this 4.5 by 8. Especially when we have the images that are on the longer side, that's when we have the longer stencils to go with it.
We have a question for you, Tasnim. What would you say is the most important feature that sets this apart from other stamping platforms?
Ooh, that's a good question.
So going back to the original one, because that's how we started with this tool. Definitely the detachable plate. I think that's a big thing. Where's the plate? So you can do a lot of different things. Because of course it has 16 rotations, right? And then you can use both sides if you're doing multiple different layers at the same time. For example, you have your card panel in the corner, and you can, let's say you're doing some layering stamp, you can put one layer here, and then you can rotate it a quadrant and put another layer. So you don't have to keep removing your stamp. You can use the flip blade in many different ways. You can use the bigger surface, multiple images, and you can use both sides too. So I have done that in the past. That's one big thing. And definitely the sticky mat base is different. I haven't seen that any other tools that comes with it. Makes holds your cardstock nicely in place, holds stencils in place. So also those are the two big main differentiating features of this tool.
Yeah. Yeah, I do love the sticky mat. And I think that even the sticky mat, if you're not stamping, it's just great to pull out your stamp wheel and use that sticky mat to do whatever,
Correct.
And that sets us apart as well, because this, while we have replacements for it, right? I've had the same one in my stamp wheel. I have extras because I love them and I blend on them, but it's lasted. This is photopolymer, my friends. All you do, you take it to the sink, it's a little Dawn, some warm water, you put it, it goes right back to stickiness. So is it a consumable? Technically, but I haven't needed to buy a new one for replacement purposes. I bought
I think mine is very stained. I haven't changed it.
That's what Tracy wanted yours to be tickled pink like JC's. So
yes. Well loved. Well loved.
That just shows the love, man. Yeah, it just shows the crafty love on there. It's all
a dirty stamp, a dirty tool is a well-loved stamper tool, right? Yeah. I mean, the dirtier the better, because it means we use it, we get our money's worth out of it. So
exactly.
It looks like Tracy's a fan. Look, she says, stay sticky, washable, can do wreath looks, very light, can stencil on it. That's a great, that's great. And it's light, she's saying. So that's great too.
Yeah, it's very light. Yes.
Yeah, it's awesome. Very light.
Also on that note, as Bridget was saying, like there's replaceable mat. There's also like additional flip plates you can get. For example, the original stamp wheel comes with the radial grid, but we can also get the square grid as well. So that's also nice to have. Yeah,
I'm a big fan of that one. I love the square grid, but I think Tasnim addressed that issue almost with having those circles this time. I'm really excited to have those circles as opposed to just the lines. I think that's going to be so helpful with sentiments.
Absolutely. And I like that for wreaths too, because then you can kind of, when you put your stamp down, if you were making a wreath and you have that circle there, you can really visualize it a bit better, right?
Yep. Those
Yeah.
lines helped. They helped. But
Yeah.
the circle is genius.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, when you're putting your images down for the wreath, definitely the circle quadrant helps a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah. You can just get a better visual of it. I have to see things to visualize, really, you know?
You
Absolutely.
have to have it in my hands, and I'm a tactile. I gotta see it, touch it, get it. Yeah, definitely.
I think all of us crafters are, aren't we? Right?
Well, we want all the things, right? So
Yeah.
it kind of goes along with it.
So true. That is looking so beautiful, Tasnim. Wow.
Oh, thank you.
Wow, the pinks.
I
And
usually
tell
don't
us
do
about
pink, but I went for it this time.
well, we featured your dye inks in our spring summer issue. They were one of our top 10 products, and that's what you're using here, these round ones.
Yes.
And they're so great for getting different variations of the same color, for doing exactly what you're doing, getting those dark pinks with the light pinks, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
They all come in sets of four, so four colors in the family. So I'm using the this is the cherry blossom set. It has the
Gorgeous.
bright pinks, and the other one is it's a purple set. I'm trying to remember what's it called. It's not the shades of purple, but the other one, because we have two purple sets. Yeah.
I love that one. It's really pretty. It's more like it's not too like reddy purple. It's more of like a bluish purple.
Yeah, it's more cool. Yeah. Cool
Yeah, I love it.
The
Yeah,
other one is
just
warmer. This one is more cooler.
it just makes it look like it's so easy to get a really perfect stenciled image when you have these like 3 or 4 tones of the same color. So it's kind of foolproof, isn't it?
True. Yeah, you don't have to
I
think.
love that.
A lot of people love coloring, but and some people don't feel that comfortable. That would be me. I'm not that comfortable with coloring, so I definitely go for stenciling more often.
Oh, me too. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, Thomas mentioned wishing the base was magnetic to make it easier to use with rubber stamps. I have to say, this is so easy to use with rubber stamps. I've used cling in here. You just take the sticky mat out. We do have something that's right now sized for our original. We will have things coming out, of course, add-ons for the Stampwheel 2.0,
Right.
like the sticky mat replaceable. But these would go in here. This is the ultra sticky mat, or the ultra thin. Is it?
I can show it real quick. So it's very thin. Let me grab the original
Oh, you get the
white. Right here on the edge of my desk. I love them.
I leave mine in my stamp wheel. I can get it out of the drawer. So I leave mine in my stamp wheel to align my paper. That's what
I love how we all have them like right next to us. We're like,
yes. So it has two sides that are how do you say, repositionable stickiness, kind of like similar to your Post-it note, for example, right? So you take off the back, and maybe you can see that whole thing is sticky back.
Right.
And you just put it in there. And I did not take the top one out. That was what I should have done before I put it in there. But yeah, let me just grab a tweezer
spatula or something. Yeah.
And that's it. And then you can put with your rubber stamp. You can put your cardstock in here. And
yeah, that's a good point. I love I use mine for coloring my die cuts. If I'm blending die cuts, I like to have it stuck on my desk and then take off the top, blend my die cuts. There's Charlene. Hi, Charlene.
Hi, Charlie.
Yes. And Mindy's here too. Mindy's on our team. She also creates with your products. Yes.
Yeah. I'm almost done here. Let's just finish up the centers. Or maybe I'll just leave it now. I just wanted to demo, I think
I mean, it's so pretty.
The card, you want to finish the card.
I know. I don't think anyone's going to be upset. Yeah.
I want to do multiple projects. So what I do is I'll always leave the sentiment area empty so that when I need a card, then I can stamp it and give it away.
Pretty.
Yeah. But I want to show another thing is that, okay, so this is a card panel, but if you have, let's say, a card base, whether it's top folding or side folding, you can directly on that as well. And this is big enough because this is 8.5 and the whole thing is 9 so you can stamp directly on that as well. I just realized that I'm going to fold it the other way. Oh, I missed it. That's okay.
Oh, it's okay.
I'll probably have to
That'll be where you put your panel.
Yes, absolutely. We've all done that.
I do have a.
It's always savable. Always savable.
One
And
thing
Tracy asked about the sticky mat. The sticky mat,
Oh,
if
yeah.
you use it all together, the thin sticky mat goes on the bottom, and then you put your ultra sticky mat on top. They were asking about how I have mine layered, and I keep that in there to align my bases. Yeah, so there was a really amazing video. We have a fabulous graphics design team and video team. And
Mhm.
there was a video that came out and it said, "What did you do during COVID?" Tasnim created this stamp wheel. I love that video. It'll always be a favorite. So
It's true story. Because I conceptualized this tool in the summer of 2020, which is literally during COVID. So yeah, it's not made up story.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I was just like lying in bed and just kind of thinking of like, what can be like a different nice tool. I wanted to add like different functionality, not just stamping, and was like just thinking hard, and I don't know, just the idea just came to me. And then the next day I just went to my Illustrator, kind of like drew it out, and I happen to have a what do you call those, a laser cutting machine, and I had some acrylic sheets that I had bought because I was making those ear savers for your mask, and I had made a lot of them, and I was making it with friends and family during that time. So I had this colored acrylic, and I had some left over, and I used that to make the first prototype. What's funny is that the clear one, I had a clear one, but only one sheet, and I had already cut out different things out of it. So the original, the very first flip plate actually had a corner that was like randomly cut off because of like other designs. It wasn't like a full flip plate. It still had enough corners for me to test the concept.
You were just using what you had. Yeah.
And the base was not white. It was like this smoky gray color. It looked kind of cool. That was the first prototype. And then I ordered some more the clear acrylic to do a proper prototype. But it was taking many months because at that time, I think the acrylic sheets were in high demand. People were using a lot of different things.
Crafting. Lots of crafting.
Yeah. So that's the kind of the story behind how it started.
Really
Here
cool.
on this one, I wanted to stamp like a bigger image, and that will, some cards you get, and then where you have the image on the front, but then some of the image kind of moves over to the back. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
So if you look at the back, there's some design there too. Not a blank back.
The back doesn't get a lot of love. Let's be honest. The back of our cards, they get a stamp with our name, but that's really it. So
I don't even do that. It's terrible. I don't even do it. I need to. Yeah, that's such a good idea to do it on the front and the back. And another thing that you could use this for, so for my scrapbooking friends, you can make some really big floral images. And if you're an 8.5 by 11 scrapbooker like I am, you can get that big floral on your 8.5 by 11, piece of paper.
Yeah.
Well, too, like I do 6 by 8 scrapbooking, so this is perfect as well because I can do my whole page in here now.
Right,
which is great, and I like it just putting, like you said, the sticky mat. That I can put my page there; it doesn't move, and I can move my ephemera or photos, and it's great.
Yeah. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh, I love that. I love these. Oh, you guys just florals. So good at it.
So this is a flourishing garden project kit. So it has stamp, stencil, as well as like a different and nice design embossing folder.
Oh, nice.
And die as well. Yeah.
That's one of my favorites. That is one of my favorite kits.
I also love how fine the detail is on those lines. You guys do a really good job at that too.
Yeah, I love some delicate flowers. Because what's great about this one, if you, for example, you want to do no line coloring, that's really nice for that.
Absolutely.
You can do watercoloring with this. Let's say you stamp with a gold ink or a very light ink.
Yeah.
Do watercoloring. That looks great. It looks like you painted it, from scratch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see, should we color this in for a little bit and then maybe move on to the next?
Show us. Yeah.
So this one comes with 6 stencils. So for all the different layers. And I always start with number 1 because they have the, they're all engraved. It has the name on it and the number. I don't know if you can see that. Can you grab it? Dark. Yeah.
Oh,
You can
yeah.
see that. Yeah. And then there's some etched lines to kind of tell you, oh, this is a separate image. So you have to like move it before you ink it up.
Oh, that's nice. You make it foolproof for us.
Let me see if I can get this lined up because I haven't. Yep, there you go. Over there.
It's really hard to do that on live when you line up a stencil live because you don't want to put your head all the way over the camera, but you kind of have to, right? It's so awkward.
It's like, pardon my head.
Pardon my head. And my gray hairs that you guys are all probably seeing.
Oh, you're bringing out Martian terrain.
I know.
Oh.
I know.
That family changed my life. Like, seriously changed. I love this family. It goes like with the sun-kissed delights, it's stunning. With the dried petals, it's stunning. It works so well with so many colors.
The Martian terrain.
Yeah. I've been adding it to everything. Like, I've been going wild with Martian terrain and the newer colors.
Look at this muted red, which is really nice.
Yeah. It's just stunning. And then that burnt red is like, or as Chandler says on Friends, it makes that, makes it sing.
Okay, I'm like all over here. So butternut, doing for the ones for the daisies. I'm going to do a little bit of yellow here. And
that's from the gorgeous fall harvest, which is finally coming in the fresh dye inks. Yay!
And then I have here pale mauve, so I was going to do that for the cone flowers. I'm trying to see where my purple brushes. I have so many brushes around me right now.
And that's the dried petals family. We're bringing them all in here together. All my friends are coming together in one beautiful photo.
Yeah, I love
yeah,
that.
it's a muted look, as you can tell.
I was going to say, I love those muted colors together. I just lost my voice. Sorry.
That's okay.
Those are so pretty.
It's too exciting.
It is exciting. I think I choked on my coffee. That was it.
Oh, no, that's okay.
It was the name Martian terrain. I mean, who came up with that? Please tell me.
My mom kept hearing that, and she goes, weren't you crafting in there? And I'm like, yeah. She goes, why were you talking about Martian? She was very confused.
So the color names are Pastel Sunrise, Canyon Clay, Burnt Red, and was it Mahogany Bark? No.
Mahogany Bark, yep.
Okay. It's a funny story. I had this dream, okay, where there was like canyons, like huge canyons, like really huge, like, you know, what's that, the Grand Canyon, but let's say like 10 times the larger. And when I woke up, I remember the dream it was like very vivid. You know, it was like almost like an adventure dream. And I thought that canyon must have been like in Jupiter or something. Someone must have been a different planet. So when I named this canyon Clay, I kind of remember that. So I think it was like more like and these are like red colors, and you know, Mars is called like the red planet.
Right.
So,
yeah.
and then like this pastel sunrise. So I was like, okay, let's call this Martian something, Martian terrain.
That's funny.
Yeah, I try to like kind of connect the set name with the color names in some way. So yeah, might not seem very obvious.
Sorry, go ahead. Oh, I was saying, I love that Tracy said that thank you for adding the set name on the stencil, because if you accidentally don't put your stencil back with your, with the stencil set, and then you're wondering which one it goes to, you always know. That's really smart and very.
Yeah, because when you have these stencils and they're just literally just openings, and it's so hard to like figure out where it is, which is what. So definitely.
Yeah, I love that.
I'll let another cat out of the bag, a little cat, not a big one, just a little one. But we do have on our subscriptions, it says the month now, starting in October.
Oh, that's
says
nice.
October 2024. That was a longtime customer request, and I'm so glad that the folks behind the scenes were able to do all that. So thank you all. Yay.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Julia, had a question for you, Tasnim. Does the tool stick to your workspace, or is it heavy? How does the whole thing stay put?
So right now, so they don't have some non-slip feet, non-slip feet. So if I move this, it doesn't move. So I have to move really hard. So yeah, I almost like tipped backwards, but these have these very small feet that kind of like grips onto any non-porous surface.
And also, you see, her stencil did not move. She flipped that upside down, folks, and her stencil, her paper did not move. So,
Point.
like I'm taking this apart, but yeah, it does stay nicely put. It doesn't slide around, so that's nice.
I don't think I've ever had mine slide ever, and I am very heavy-handed with ink blending, and like I'm a Taurus, and I say I am a bull in a china shop. Like that's me in crafting. Like watch out, tools have to be sturdy to live with me, and yeah, it doesn't move, and it's very sturdy because mine's still in great shape. So
yeah, it'd be really annoying if this thing was like sliding all over the place, right?
that'd be hard. You're like,
I'm a Taurus too, Bridget. So
yes.
Yes, bulls unite.
Absolutely. Yeah, I always say if a tool can survive me, it can survive anybody.
Yes.
I don't mean to be. I just, yeah, I'm the bull in the china shop. That's me.
Right. Yeah.
I embrace it though. I go with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And look how effortless these, if you haven't tried our stencils, folks, look how effortlessly Tasneem's just chatting away and she's lining these up. She is taking a second to make sure it's aligned, which I always recommend with any stencil or stamp because, you know, otherwise it ruins your project. But she's just kind of grooving through like it's not hard to do. So these are easy to line up, folks. If you
They are pretty easy, yeah. I'm just putting the light colors away. Even though I did not ink this up, and I'm wondering if I missed a spot in the original first one. No, I think it probably comes in a different stencil. So if you see there's nothing there, that means it will come in the next stencil. So I'll just wait for that one in my stencil. So it looks like number 2 has no, this is number 4. That's why, okay. Because usually I do like layer by layer, like different layer, but I guess I grabbed a number 4, which is fine. Since it's already in place, I'll just do this one. As you can see here, it only lined up this flower and this flower. This is kind of off, and you can tell. So that means like I have to move my stencil and realign that.
Yeah.
And there are great lines on there, like a little stop, like don't blend past here. There's also in every product that we make that there's layering, where there's blending, dyes, whatever it is. In the product, you have a layering guide. You don't have to go anywhere. It's right there for you, step by step, color by color. And for every layering product, we have a video. So if you have something and you're like, this just is not lining up for me. I had a friend the other day who was putting a flower together and she's like, I don't know where to put this. We have a video for that. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
You guys are great at education. Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I was going to ask about the blending tools as well. Tell us about your blending tools, because I know that they are very popular. So what sets them apart? Because I love the shape too.
And have you tried?
So right now, I was going to say what I'm using right now is this is the mini blending brush. So as you can see, this is about 4 inches tall. I'm just guessing that, about not exact. And this is 1/2 inch wide diameter. Okay. And I love this one. It has very short bristles and dents. They're white, so you can see the colors nicely. And it doesn't take much. Like as you can, I don't know if you noticed, as I was inking these, you know, I was only doing it like once or twice because it does since it's dense, it does take like a nice amount of ink. And I'm just gonna put my obsidian away before it goes everywhere.
Otherwise, you know you're gonna put your hand in it. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, so I'm usually just doing this once, as you can get a lot of ink out of there in just at one time. We do have other blending brushes. I just want to say this was custom designed by us. So you probably won't get this anywhere else. And then we have the small blending brush and the larger blending brushes, and they are bigger. So small is about 1 inch wide, and they're shorter. And the large is like big one. It's like this big. So I love that for like big backgrounds.
The large has its own house too. So it has a holder. Go this way. It has a holder that you can put them in. And then this is the small size that Tasnim was mentioning.
Oh, nice.
And we have a detail set, which has some angular bristles. And those are great for like getting into like tiny spaces, or kind of sometimes, you know, if you want to add shading to something, let's say an image, embossing that doesn't have a coloring stencil, you can always use that to add a little shading.
They have a holder too.
Yeah, that's nice. So would you say, Tasnim, for most of your floral stencils, the blending tools that you're using are great for those, right? For getting into the floral. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I use these a lot too. These are the new micro.
Oh, cute.
I love these. I don't know who came up with this idea, but it made me so happy. These are great.
So the micros has 2 different sizes. A 7, is it 7 and 10, Bridget?
7 and 10, and you get 2 of each in the package. So
Oh,
I'm
nice.
just showing you this size.
So basically, that's a 7 millimeter and a 10 millimeter diameter, and they are a little taller than the mini blending brush, and of course they're thinner because 7 and 10 millimeters. The reason they're taller is like they're just easier to hold when they're a little taller, and because they're thinner, so it's kind of almost like holding a pen. You know how pens are taller; they're not tiny. They'll be more fatiguing if they were shorter. So we designed them to be taller a bit compared to the mini blending brush. And once again, they're dense and flat brush. So if someone's asking what's the difference between detail, because the detail does have 3 sizes, which is 5, 7, and 10. And this one is 10 and 7 and 10. So this one has flat top, and the detail has angular top, tip or top, whatever.
Yeah. I love that you have so many different sizes for everything.
And they're all very ergonomic. So like Tasnim was mentioning, it's like a pen. It rests in your hand so comfortably. The small fits so comfortably. Tracy was saying she loves the super large because her arm isn't exhausted, because it has a nice handle on top, and it fits perfectly. It's just, the brushes.
Yes.
And having they're so densely packed. I don't even need to re-ink sometimes because I have one for each color because I do this as a job. So, but you don't even need to re-ink. Like it holds that color beautifully.
Right. I was waiting for this flower. I've just been patiently waiting for that top flower.
It is a beautiful.
It's like I made a mess with my obsidian. You remember how my ink was here and then my stencil was on top?
Oh no. See, well, at least it wasn't your hand. It was the stencil. It wasn't your hand. So, and you have the die. So that's good.
You have the die. Great. Yeah.
I'll have to cover it up with something, probably like an embellishment or.
I was going to say room for embellishment. There has to be a butterfly. You can die cut a butterfly. I know you guys have butterflies, and
we do.
I think that would be perfect. See, die cut a butterfly out, put it on the flower.
We did not plan that. I just happened to have a butterfly.
I love it.
I have some die cut leaves, so I might use that as kind of a slice texture, like white leaves, bigger ones, kind of a little bit scattered around.
Right.
Yeah. I'm going to stop here on this one because I do have some. I want to show some other things, and we can come back to it if we have more time. But
we're about 20-ish minutes. We're about in the 20-ish minute mark.
Yeah. I do love the idea.
A couple minutes over, so we'll say 20-ish.
Yeah, I do love the idea of doing that on both sides of the card. Have to do that. That's a great idea. Yeah. Yeah. So pretty.
I'm loving this new color palette that I set.
That's gorgeous. Yeah.
I always go for muted. So I don't know if you guys noticed, at one point my stencil was like getting in the way, so I kind of moved this away to have it so that my stencil can hang outside the mat. I'm going to stamp on a larger cardstock now. So like 8 by 11, 8.5 by 11, so this is a letter size.
Yeah.
And I do a lot of, not a lot, but a lot of times, let's say someone invited me and then, I need to get something gift real quick. So I like to have like a handmade artwork to give as a gift. So I usually do like an 8 by 10 frames and then do like a large image, maybe write a nice quote on that. I think it's nice to have, give something that's like handmade, and they can like maybe display it somewhere. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to pull my large stamp. I do have a couple of the large stamps here. So there is the Billowing Peonies, which is in 8 by 11 stamp set, and I have another one right next to me. The dancing. No, it's not the dancing poppies. It's called the Bouquet of Poppies. So. Okay. Meghann, I'm gonna let you choose. Which one do you want me to stamp? This one or
the Billowing Peony is the one behind us today. So I don't know if you want to do that one, or we can let Meghann pick as well.
Oh, well, I was going to choose poppies, but I love peonies too. So you go with the peony. You can never
Okay.
go wrong.
Giving you
Never
the
go wrong.
impossible decision. I mean, they're both
Yeah.
beautiful,
Two Altenew flowers. How can you choose?
Yes.
I'm
Absolutely.
probably not gonna color this in. I'm just gonna stamp it, and just to show you guys how they're getting stamped in the So I'm gonna just move this so that's more like I'm facing the right way, and I know where I want it. So let's say I want it to be a little bit upper here, and let's say I can do like a nice coat here. So I want it to be stamped right there. And my clear plate, my split plate is oh, there's a big stamp on it still.
The great thing too is if you weren't making artwork, if you wiggled it over a little, you could stamp it twice and make 4 cards. Like out of this one stamping session, you
Great
could have 4
point.
cards.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I could totally make 2 cards out of this one. If I go down a little bit and then
Yep.
Yeah, that's a
that would
very
be.
good point.
And if you just fold it over, that would be like 2 nice colors, back and back, front and back images on them.
Yeah, like you just did. Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a
Hidden
good
River
point.
just bought this set. Congratulations. You're
Perfect.
gonna love it. It's so beautiful. And Tracy said it's her favorite, most used set ever. It's one that I keep reaching for as well. It's just stunning.
Good for everything, right? Good for any kind of card.
It is.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. You just change your color palette and it works for anything.
Yep.
I mean, who
You can
wouldn't
never
want to
go
get
wrong
this
with a
in the mail?
peony. Like
You know?
have you ever met somebody that didn't like a peony?
Well, it's funny. Somebody
Yeah.
asked me my favorite flower, and I'm like, I always go to peonies. Like, I don't know what it is. So I'm like, I guess that's my favorite because I'm always, if I've given a choice, I always pick a peony. We have so many beautiful peonies too.
Yeah. We have peony bushes here, so it's nice.
I'm getting in there. I'm not sure if it's my stamp. I gotta press it in that particular corner. Oh, there you go. Keep missing some points here.
That's the good thing about the stamp wheel is you can get it right back in place if you need to, right?
So yeah, I mean, I know I've done a lot of stencils already, so I'm gonna keep this later. It does come with coloring stencils, and I don't have it out here. But Meghann, I actually did do that poppy before we started, so I'm gonna show you that one right here.
Oh, so pretty.
That's
So
I love the colors you use there too. Wow.
Oh, thanks. So these were some reds and oranges. I can show you the colors that I have used. Snapdragon, Coral Bliss, and Ruby Red for the flowers.
That's beautiful.
And then one of my favorite green sets, Firefly, Wheel, and Shadowcast for the greens.
Because it's a nice bright green, isn't it? Just really vibrant. Love it.
It really goes with the poppies. And I was kind of like debating, should I cut it into panels or should I frame this? And it's always hard to cut up your artwork.
Yeah,
it is hard. Yes.
Yeah.
So we can cut it and make it into 4 panels. So it's up to you.
Yeah.
I think it will probably give me 3 nice cards. This part will probably have this leaf. So panels.
And then you just have to add a sentiment, but it's so quick to do, and then you just have to stamp your sentiments, and that's it.
Correct. Yeah, I would probably kind of trim off a little bit of border and then use it on put some foam tape. I always like that. Let's do that. Let me just cut this up, and I'll be back in like in a second.
The great thing is the stamp set there. They have additional poppies. Like you could add to that 4th card that just kind of has the leaves there. You could add some of the poppies. You could bring in some butterflies, anything. We have dragonflies as well. Lots of options, so you don't have to waste that 4th panel that kind of has the leaf to it, and that's the panel.
Or stamp some of the poppies just on that bottom right corner.
Yes.
So that you have 2 corners kind of with something on it. That would be good. Yeah.
I love those. I love the corner. I've been into that lately. I get stuck in that phase for a while and then I forget, and then I come back and then love it.
Yes. Yeah.
Tracy said no card surgery this morning. It's too early for my heart to work that hard.
I know it is hard to cut up a page.
It is.
Yeah. So what I was saying is, so I cut this to 4 by 5 1/4. So what I would do is I would put foam tape and then kind of like raise it up, so that kind of makes it really nice. Just put a sentiment on this. I'm sure this the stamps that came with some sentiments.
Yes, some beautiful sentiments.
I love that. That's just such a beautiful panel. Love it.
And there's sentiments for if I remember correctly, there's sentiments for everything on there. Like there's so many, there's sentiments, sub-sentiments, and for like every occasion. It's just very fitting.
And if there's someone who's kind of never done this before, what you can do is lightly just draw a pencil line to create for A2 panels, and then line up your stamp set with the stamp wheel just to see where each panel, where the flowers would lie, just so that you can, you know, envision that before you stamp.
Yeah.
So I chose Keep on Shining. That's a nice, happy sentiment that you can send it to a friend. Let's see. I hope I got this straight. Okay.
That would definitely be a happy day in the mailbox. It's so beautiful and bright, and I know all I get is bills, so that would be
so true. And you could back this with your new cardstock too. Do you want to tell us about the new cardstock and envelopes, right, to match? Is that right?
Yes.
That's so cool. So you could have all the same color, which is really
so we just released I want to say 26 colors, but correct me if I'm wrong.
Wow.
It could be 24, 26. And they match our ink families.
Awesome.
Yeah, I cannot recall the colors right away, but there's definitely something from every family. So we made sure like there's some reds and some yellows and greens and pinks and blues. Let me grab some of them. I think I have it.
Oh, look, Bridget's got them.
I have the stack here of beautiful,
oh, you have them. Okay.
beautiful colors on the side there.
Game, warm sunshine. This would look nice on this one. Okay, the warm sunshine. Let's do that as back. I think that'd be cool.
I love it. We're going to see all the new Altenew products.
The envelopes are fantastic as well, which kind of, we don't think about envelopes a lot, right? So it's exciting to have the beautiful colors. And again, you're in your mailbox, you have those boring bills and advertisements. You're like, oh, this beautiful thing that's in here. So very exciting to see the colored envelopes that we have.
I need colored envelopes. Mine are all white and they're so boring and sad. You make this gorgeous, put it in like a blah envelope, you know?
Yes. And I love that we have all of our color families coordinate. So it you can, from ink color through your envelope, you can coordinate.
I love that. Yeah, that's really great.
Let's see how that looks. Okay. I've typically,
oh, that's pretty.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I'm going to grab some foam tape so we can finish one card.
Yeah, I mean.
That's impressive, though. You've demonstrated so many things, and I'm guessing you're going to show a little bit of a wreath.
Yes.
I'm guessing. And you finished a card. So, like, you were like the super crafter today.
I mean, true, I did do this blending earlier, but so let's do one card that's, you know, has the sentiment on and everything. I left the others halfway. So,
well, we know what you're doing for the rest for another hour. So, Tasnim, you're going to be finishing your cards. Yeah. Oh, that's
crafter
awesome.
math, as we call it, after a live. Yes.
Always a crafter math. Yep.
Oh,
that is so pretty. I love that.
Yeah, and I want to grab some of the envelopes.
So while you're grabbing that, Tasnim, Tracy said, speaking of coordinating colors, any new watercolor brush markers coming our way?
Watercolor brush markers. I know we're exploring it. We don't have a new set in the plans yet, but there might be some in the near future. Not right away. I don't have a date for it yet.
You never know.
Oh, that's so. I love it with that envelope. That's so nice.
Yeah.
And what's that color? Is that the coral bliss? Is that right?
The envelope?
Yes.
Yeah. I want to say this is ruby red, I think.
Oh, I love that.
And there's
really
ruby
red on the flower as well, so it kind of matches that way.
Yeah.
I love the self-stick feature of our envelopes. Nice. I don't like to lick envelopes, so I love the self-stick.
Yes. I love Mindy said that she has all the cardstock on her desk right now, and it is so pretty, she said. Love that.
It's beautiful just to look at. Like, it just it's so pretty.
So I'm here on the side just cutting some cardstock. Give me just few seconds here. So I cut it.
That
an
sounded
8
serious.
Big cutting.
Once again, I want to put my ink away so it doesn't get everywhere.
Yes.
So I cut an 8x8 panel, and I'm sorry about this whole mess around. Let me try to move it a little bit so it's not distracted by all this mess here. And so one cool thing is, like, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, with this the original stamp wheel, you can rotate 16 times, create wreaths, and for this one you can do even a larger wreath, right? So let's say if you want to once again do a nice frame artwork. I chose the 8x8 here because I feel like that's like a common frame size you can get. And there's a product called the center aligning center aligning
Guys.
guides. Yes, guides. That comes with the stamp wheel, so it has like different L shapes. And I don't have the probably bigger one yet, but it will be available. So I just cut up like two 1/2-inch strips, and what that helps is that it will let my cardstock be like exactly in the center, so that my wreath will be centered on the cardstock, right?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, doesn't have to be perfect, just
right.
It looks centered. So I can take this off.
This would also be great for scrapbook layouts too. An 8x8 scrapbook layout, that would be beautiful with a wreath and a photo in the center. Love it.
So I have this. So this one I haven't really planned. So we're gonna try to make a wreath here with some. I did grab some leaf stamps, and I wanted to do some leaf and flowers. So this is the leaf cluster, and I'm gonna try to like fill up this area 1 quadrant and kind of do that 4 times. So we have some foliage in the background. Let's see. Maybe try this one.
I need to catch up with the comments on the SCT side while you're getting set up, because Sherry Browning said those little brushes are on my gonna get some list. I love that.
Yeah.
What else? Mindy said, I just need all the things. All the things. I love that.
As crafters, I think that's us. We're like, I need it all. I need it all.
Yep.
It's also fun to play with.
Yeah. So what is when you set up a wreath, Tasnim, do you how many pieces do you generally put down at once, and like how do you go about doing that?
It depends on the colors, right? So here I think it's kind of easier because it's all leaves, and then I would probably just not I guess do it at once, right? So I'll put all the pieces. So but let's say you have a little flower and then you want to put it in the wreath. I can show that. Let me do the little butterfly here. I see a little butterfly. So what I would do, so obviously I want the butterfly to be like a different color.
Yeah.
I don't know what the butterfly is kind of. It's gonna reverse, so.
Right, so then you can flip it. That's so cool.
Actually, I need a different butterfly facing the other way. Because I couldn't tell how it was facing. So I wanted to face this way. So
yeah, that's so smart. I love that. I love that you can flip it.
Yeah.
Have everything aligned, and then flip it to do another stamp. That's so smart, and it makes it so much faster, doesn't it?
True, yes. But what I would do here, like in order to be able to have this arrangement of different elements and then still have them in place, because right now it would be difficult to ink this green without getting to the butterfly, right? So I haven't done this before, but you grab a scrap piece of paper, and then let me just do like whatever color I have here. Just
I think April Engler is just coming on, and she was saying, how big is Stampwheel 2.0? And Bridget, you said that was?
So it's the inside, which is the most important, is 9x9 versus 7.5 by 7.5.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we did get the question, can we get the Stampwheel 2.0? Yes, it's on pre-order, so you can order it. And then accessories will be coming. Like Tasnim mentioned, those guides to help you center to make your wreaths. Those will be coming. Replacement mats, replacement plates, those will be coming as well. So, but it is pre-order. So if you today are like, I need this in my life, head on over and pre-order your Stampwheel 2.0.
Yeah. Good
So what
point.
I just did is like I stamped these leaves and the butterfly, and instead of like having it in the same quadrant, what I would do is like I'll probably have it in a different quadrant, the butterfly, right?
Mm-hmm.
And pick it up so it's there when I'm doing I'll
Good
probably not do it
idea.
at the same time. Yeah, I will do the leaves and then I
Yeah.
have the butterfly in place when I from the original arrangement.
Smart.
Let me go back to the leaves. I feel like there'll be something a little bit of opening here, but I don't have a tiny leaf enough to kind of fill it. So I'll just go with that. I think we'll use some flowers.
It kind of makes like a diamond shape, doesn't it?
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
yes.
I like that. Yeah.
So we'll start here. So I always like to see where it's gonna land before I ink it up, the right side up, right? So I'm gonna start with the same greens that I had here. Make sure this is all well conditioned. So I'm using Firefly. I always like to start with the lighter color, so you can always go darker and do different layers. And these are just one layer leaves. So what I'm gonna do is like I'm gonna stamp it twice to get a little color variation. So let's do the.
And if you're nervous about these tips and tricks that Tasnim is showing you, and you're like, oh gosh, what if I don't remember this? We have some free classes on our site done by JC Gaspar, and it's amazing. He shows all the things Tasnim talked about, like stamping multiple layers of flowers, lining things up. So it is the original stamp wheel, but it translates over to this as well. So if you're worried about that, head on over, and we do have that class for the stamp wheel. So very excited to share that with you as well.
Love JC. He's so talented.
His video is it's like the stamp wheel Bible. Like it is everything you could ever question about the stamp wheel. He shows you, which is fabulous.
Love that.
All right, so basically I did a different color, like darker color partially, and then I kind of softened the edges with the blending brush so it won't have the harsh lines of the ink pad. I'll just do that one more time here.
Yeah, that's a great idea to use your blending tool even with your stamps. That's a great idea.
It extends everything, right? Like, I mean, it gives you so many, like the variation Tasnim was talking about, and it just so much more interest. It's such a simple step. I think we forget sometimes about this technique.
Yeah, I'm just doing it very randomly, like not really. It's just a slight variation just makes a big difference here.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, absolutely.
Right, so that's 2.
And it makes it look very natural, just like in nature, leaves would all be kind of different tones and shades, and beautiful.
And I think we forget that, like if we get a tone we don't really want, it's like, but in real life, flowers have variation, leaves have variation,
Absolutely, yeah.
So many different variations, right? And I love combining colors like a yellow and pink, and you get this little peach color in there.
I'm obsessed with that now with the Sun-Kissed Delights. That family is gorgeous.
Are we almost at time?
We're there, but we get like 1 minute-ish.
Okay.
So if we go a couple minutes over, I think it's okay. I watched some of the other videos just to see how it all went, and a couple went over a couple minutes. So
yeah, it's absolutely fine. Wow, so that's so pretty. I just love that. I love that shape too.
Thanks. And you can always go back and add more shapes after you have done your first layer, right? So
right,
I could like
to make it more.
Look into my other stamps and see what a leaf that kind of fits in there if I want to.
Right.
Or
that's a good point. This is just a really good reminder too that you don't always have to create an A2 card. You can do something really beautiful like a scrapbook layout or something that someone can hang on their wall as a really special gift. Or, the holidays are coming up. You could create something that you could put out on your mantle, or, I love that you can do that with a stamp wheel. It's beautiful.
And we do have a lot of frameable things coming soon to Altenew. I'm thinking of a few things off the top of my head that are similar to wreaths that would be very, very frameable. So yeah.
I had some die cut flowers, so I was thinking maybe I could use these. Also get a little dimension. I think that would be nice.
Lovely.
Yes, you can do a very combination of stamping and die cutting. I think that'll be really good. I'm just randomly putting there just an idea
Those are
here.
so pretty. Yeah.
That's
And
stunning.
are those from all different sets? Or
Yeah,
are they?
so
Yeah,
these are
love it.
rose flurries. This is a crafted flower poppy. Yeah, all different kinds of sets.
Wow. Yeah, those are gorgeous.
This is my stash.
I love that.
Looks like walking through a beautiful garden.
It does.
You know, I'm going to throw out JC again because he has a beautiful garden he always shares pictures of. So this could be JC's garden.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think I'll stick this. I think it's a little all over the place right now.
And I love that you're showing this as well, right? Because I don't think we think about this as crafters. We think if we start with stamping or if we start with stenciling, that's how we need to finish. But it doesn't. You can combine the different, like the craft of flower and stamping and stenciling.
Yeah.
You can put it all in there.
Yeah, that's a very good point. It's really, really beautiful. Love it.
This would so be beautifully framed. Beautifully framed.
A little bit of red, but I don't have the red.
Or Meghann, you could pop a photo in that bottom left-hand corner and some journaling, and it would be beautiful.
It's a beautiful layout. Yeah, I love it. Love it. It's very pretty.
Yeah, and
I think this size just opens to so many more. The scrapbookers or the journalers, because we have a lot of journalers as well, and it just opens so much more capabilities for that crafty crowd.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I think that's beautiful.
That's stunning.
You're going to have to glue it just like that, Tasnim.
Okay.
You'll have to look in the video, pause the video so you can see that.
Yeah, that's so pretty. I love
We
it.
need to frame this, right? So let me glue them.
Yeah, it's going to be hanging on your wall, I think.
That's gorgeous. Yes.
Yeah.
That was probably the fastest floral arrangement I did.
You nailed it.
So not only did she show us amazing things about the stamp wheel, she answered questions. She made a full card. She made a card panel, just needs a sentiment. And she made a framed art piece in under an hour. In an hour. I mean that.
Well, I did cheat with the flower die cuts, but
no, you were.
I think we all have flower die cuts in our stash, though, right?
Yes.
Like all of us die cut when we don't know what else to do, right?
I think Meghann and I vote that that's a pass. That's not cheating. It's
totally.
It's a reasonable thing people would have. Yeah.
Totally. Absolutely.
I do have a frame here, so let's see how that looks. Let me first take this out.
So
I know the glue's probably not completely dry yet, so
I know. I'm just hoping the flowers don't do that pop-up thing when you move them. Deep breath.
All right, I'm just gonna move it on the side for like a few seconds, and I'm just gonna bring back the different things we did. So we did stamped and stencil on a card panel. We did the card base, which got a little messy. I need to fix that up with some cover-ups. And I showed you guys the bigger poppy that I had cut up.
So pretty.
We get a card out of it here.
Right, oh yes, you made 3 other panels with that.
Oh yeah, that's right. I have.
So you have 3 more panels.
Yeah,
more cards to come.
And then the billowing peony you stamped, which, I mean, in theory, you could cut that up. I would count that as finished because you just need a sentiment, maybe a couple gem sparkles. It's a simple card, but hey, we love simple cards.
Right, absolutely.
What I do sometimes is we have these washi tapes, very thin strip washi tapes, and remember I made a card where I just cut a card panel and then added 3 strips on the side. So the focal point was the black and white flowers, and then they had a little color on the side. So yeah, if you're trying to do like a very, you need a card quickly, I think that'd be like a nice, easy, fast card.
Yeah, and I think we need to remind everybody that the non-crafters have no idea that it was an easy and fast card. Exactly. They just look at it and think it's amazing, right?
They think you spent days on it, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah. They have no idea.
Everybody always thinks I can draw. They're like, oh, you drew this? I'm like, no. I said, it's Altenew. They make me look very good.
Yeah,
no.
Oh, you should write something in the center, right?
Look at that. Oh my gosh. That is so beautiful.
It's going to be really pretty.
Okay, I'm going to write something real quick here. So...
Oh my gosh, she's going to write.
I know. I'm like...
I feel like I should sketch it out first. I'll just put welcome so I can put it anywhere, right?
Oh, that's a nice idea.
I'm feeling Tracy's heart pains now.
Yeah, the heart attack. It's too early, she said. I love this. Sherry Browning says, love this new idea. Yes. Such a great idea.
Deep breath, deep breath.
It's probably my hands probably gonna be shaky right now, so well, I'll try.
You're just a jack of all trades, though. Look at this.
Trying to hold my breath and right.
And on camera. I mean, just randomly doing some beautiful lettering. Oh, that's gorgeous.
Oh, how lovely.
Should I do a swish?
Ooh, pretty.
All right. I didn't mess it up.
Gorgeous.
Frame. Carefully, because the blue is probably still drying.
And this is great too, because there are some folks that can't afford to give like Christmas gifts. So showing this option that you could make something handmade so easily with the product.
Absolutely.
Great idea.
Just buy
I mean, embroidery is nice
frame.
and beautiful, but it does take a lot of time, right? And you can't give 10 people embroidered gifts, right? So this would be a nice one to give.
I love that.
That is stunning.
What a great way to show the versatility of the stamp wheel, really.
Very colorful product to make today.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, wow, you guys, this has been so much fun. And I mean, I thought we were just going to look at the stamp wheel. I didn't realize we were going to get all this inspiration. No, we want all the things, Altenew. So thank you so much for being here, Tasnim and Bridget, telling us about all the amazing things, and congratulations on your new stamp wheel. It's
thank you so much. It was my pleasure. I had fun. I wanted to show all the different things you can do, and I'm sure there's a lot more things you can do with it. And a lot of times, our customers and fans, they come up with like things that they do I haven't thought about. So I really love seeing that and seeing creativity.
So make sure you share, you guys. We always say that. We have the Altenew fan group. We love to see what you create. And especially for Tasnim and our product development team, it inspires them to see what you create. Because sometimes, like Tasnim said, it goes in areas they didn't kind of think of, which is awesome, because then it inspires them to create more beautiful products. So keep the wheels going, guys.
And I'll remind everyone that you can find the link to Stampwheel 2.0 on the Altenew site, or go to scrapbookandcardstoday.com. Go to our blog post for today. It has the links for you to pre-order your Stampwheel 2.0. And you can leave a comment on that blog post to enter to win a gift card giveaway from Altenew. So thank you guys so much for sponsoring that. That's really kind of you. So I hope that someone who's on this live gets to win that, and I get to choose them next week. So yay.
Very exciting. Yes, and thank you, Meghann. Thank you so much for having us. This was wonderful. And Tasnim, I mean, amazing demonstration as always. It's always fun to craft with you. So thank you for both of you joining today. It was very fun to have you both here.
Thank you, Bridget. And thank you guys so much for your partnership with SCT. We appreciate you guys so much.
Thanks, everyone.
And thank you to all of our amazing folks that contributed today, both on SCT and at Altenew. You guys make it happen, man. We're so grateful that you come and chat along with us. And as always, from all of us at Altenew, thank you for allowing us to help you craft your life. We will see you all very soon. And Meghann, thank you so much for staying and having a chat and joining us. It was so much fun.
Thank you, guys. It was awesome. I'll see you soon.
Bye, everyone.